In this business journey, I have many regrets. And that's probably not shocking to hear because if we're being honest with ourselves, we all have regrets. We've all made mistakes. We've learned things. We're human. That's just the natural course of our lives. But what I did is I wrote down a couple things that I think are lessons that I learned on this business journey, and I'm gonna share them. I'm hoping that what that does is a couple things for you. One, it reminds you that we're human. We're just a bunch of dudes over here trying to figure out life and do something bigger than average. We wanna have a business that changes lives. And I think over the years, it's very humbling, and I'm very grateful for what you all have done for us. But I hope that this company has changed your life in some way as well, because we measure the things we do, and the objective here, of course, we need to sell our products because we pay our team and we want to take care of our team, we want to take care of each other. But at the end of the day, if we're not changing lives, then I feel like we're a little bit off course. We're not doing exactly what God called us to do. So I have 5 things written here that I'm gonna go through, and these are lessons that I've learned the hard way. This is our 10th year. We're gonna be 10 years old in May. There have been lessons that have absolutely crushed me, that have made me wonder, how the heck are we gonna go forward? How are we gonna get through this? How am I gonna get through this? How do I learn from this? There's so much that goes into something like this. And at the end of the day, I mean, running a business, it's complicated, but these are lessons that I think will apply to you as well, and I hope that they're helpful. So number one, the thing that I regret in this business journey is sacrificing relationships. And that is including my family and my kids and people I care about. So when I first got into the quote unquote gun industry, I was very active on Instagram. I was posting stuff, I was going to events, we were going to shows, we were going to like competitive things, we were just doing all the things. I was meeting so many people, and it was very refilling to be among people, not just behind a screen like I am right now to you. At the end of the day, this is pretty cool. I get to talk to you. I get to talk to you personally, one-on-one. This is you and I talking together right now. But it's not the same as me shaking your hand. And I used to do that so much more, but as the business got more complex, as our team grew, as the stakes got higher, as the pressures got higher, as I broke through glass ceilings and grew, I sacrificed relationships, and I'm fixing that now. But I gotta say, guys, I really, really deeply regret that. I regret sacrificing relationships because I thought that I had to focus wholly on this thing, but what I didn't realize is what I was giving up. Number 2 is not getting good at one thing. And guys, this is a hard one. This is hard for me to say because at the end of the day, with this team, I believe we can conquer anything that's in front of us. And it's not just, I'm gonna save that for point number 5 a little bit, but it's not just because of the abilities on our team, but I believe God has a purpose for this business and that we exist here inside of this business for purpose, but I'll talk about that in a second. But the problem is I often initiated us starting a new thing, but what I've realized over the years is there is an aspect that you gotta get really freaking good at the one thing. You get good at one thing and you get your systems down to where it is a science and you can do it in your sleep, and then you move on to the new thing. We have often on our team gotten so distracted because we were chasing the newer thing that we forgot, and again, this is my fault, that I forgot that I have a responsibility to become an expert at the one thing before I move on to the next thing. Number 3 was not trusting my gut. I'm never gonna come out and say I'm the best discerner, guys. I know that if you're like me, you're a Christian, discernment is put up on a pedestal. We want discernment, we want wisdom, but discernment isn't just an ability to make a good decision. It is a combination of that gut feel. It's a combination of a skill that is earned over time based on data that you get. So again, I'm not necessarily gonna say I'm the best discerner, but there's times where I hear inside my soul that there's a red flag going on, and sometimes it's a green flag. Understand that when I'm saying not trusting my gut, sometimes that was actually when I should have done something and I talked myself out of it. There's other times where I did something, I made a decision, or we did an initiative, we launched a product, or we ended a product. And you know, my gut said, don't do that or do that. And again, I either did or didn't listen to it. Like my gut clearly said, don't go down that road. And I did it anyway. There's an aspect that even when you can't explain it, if your innermost being, your gut is saying, don't do that thing, or it's saying, do that thing, It's really hard. It's hard. Sometimes we can trick ourselves, but man, when I don't listen to my gut, when I am waving that flag and inside of my core, I'm like, I know I shouldn't do this, or I know I should, and I disobey my own innermost discernment, I always end up regretting it. It has always come back to bite me, yet here I am, and sometimes I still don't listen to that. The good news with that particular one is we've got people on our team that are very wise and very smart, and they have this ability to discern over decisions, and we lean heavily on that. Number 4 is hiring friends. Guys, everybody thinks when you go into business, you hire your friends, it's great. It's so much fun to work with your friends, but here's what I've learned. If you hire your friends, you will absolutely torch that relationship. I don't know anybody that's in my circle that has made that work, personally. Maybe there's somebody that has made it work, but it's going to take a lot of maturity and it's going to take a lot of extra work on your side. What has worked on our team is a brotherhood of dudes that are in the trenches together. Basically, the friendship is built in the battle of business. And because that friendship is built in that battle of business, we become friends through the struggle. And look, guys, I've been in the military, I've never been to combat, but when you hear stories of people that have been to combat, have been through hard things, it doesn't even have to be combat. It could be just people that went through hard things together. It forms a bond that's so different than anything else. But you don't get that if you start your business and you call your 5 best friends and you say, hey, come work for me. It almost always implodes, and I made those mistakes over the years. And frankly, I don't do that anymore. I'm not gonna hire my friends because of that reason. Number 5, this one hits home really, really hard, and I labeled it ego around my abilities. I actually am pretty hard on myself, and I don't think very highly of myself or my skill set. However, what I've learned, especially over the last couple years, is that I've fallen into the trap of believing that because of the team that we have here, that we can do anything. Now understand that there is a mindset that we operate with, that we believe that. But there's a difference in believing it because I believe God has a plan for the business, or I believe it because I can work really hard, and because I can work really hard, I'm gonna go get it. And you know, I believe that God put me in this position for a reason. I believe that everybody on our team is put in this position that they're in for a reason. He pulled us together and has a purpose for this business. I believe that to my core. But what I have learned is He has a sovereign plan at play. There is a plan in motion that 100% of the time, I have no idea what it is. And that is the crazy part. You wanna know how to build some faith? Man, this business journey has taken me down a road of God always providing in a way that I would have never expected. Honestly, it shouldn't have made it to this point. At the end of the day, we started a business not knowing how to run a business. What right do I have to be leading TA Targets as a business owner now when it started with me knowing literally nothing? I didn't earn that, I didn't have the right to that. God blessed this business over the years and protected it. And we always used to say, God never showed up early, but He always showed up at the perfect time. And what that means to us, and when I hear that, when we said that, what it means is we put our faith in God, but we also know that we're a steward of the business. And because we are a steward of the business, we are gonna show up, man. We are hungry. Don't mistake what I'm saying. This team is so hungry to go change lives. We will show up early, we will stay late, we will do the work, we will be in the trenches, and we will fight. But the difference is, it's not because of my ability. This isn't my business. This is a thing that I manage. I manage a business while I'm alive on earth, and ultimately I'm already thinking, how can I pass that to the next person? Because there will come a day where I have to pass this business to someone else, and my job is to build the foundation to allow that pass off to occur so that they can continue the vision of TA Targets into the future. So ego around my abilities, that was a tough one. And here's number 6. This is the biggest thing that I've learned in my life, period. And I please rewatch this one. I'm gonna speak directly to you right now. There's something in your life that needs to be said. You have someone you need to talk to. And I know it right now. Those of you watching, like you're looking at me right now and I'm looking into you. Someone in your life, there's something you need to say. And the lesson that I have learned is if there is something hard to say, it is the most loving thing to just say it. Let me rephrase that. The most loving thing that you can do is say the hardest thing that needs to be said. I'm gonna give credit to Craig Groeschel for that one, because I listened to a podcast of his where he talked about saying the hard things, and it freaking changed my life and my perspective, because I never looked at it like, man, if you know one of your brothers is off course, you need to say something, but first check yourself. So there's a catch-22 here. We need to have each other's backs. We need to be able to say the thing that needs to be said. We need to do the hard thing, but we also have to be asking that same thing of us, and we need to be able to hear that hard thing from other people that we trust and believe in and that have proven to us that they have the track record that we can follow them. So now, if I've got to say the abrasive thing, even if it's gonna piss somebody off, I do it. If I need to have a hard review with a team member, I'm gonna do it. If I need to have a hard conversation with somebody else, I'm gonna do it. Even though, you know what, guys, I get scared. And you're scared too if you have a conversation like that you know you've gotta have. But at the end of the day, I promise you, it is actually very selfish to hold back. It is selfish of you to hold in what you know you need to say to protect your own inside image of yourself. And I guess that's kind of like an ego, man. When you think about it, it's us trying to protect ourselves, and we don't want to ruffle anybody's feathers. But if you've got something that needs to be said, you have to say it. I promise you, it's the most loving thing that you could do. And I have had so many hard conversations since I listened to Craig's original podcast. It changed my life, and I hope that little bit of information changes yours. So anyway, guys, I don't really know what to say other than this journey has been really hard. I'm just a dude. I'm nothing special. I'm trying my best to lead a team well, to be a good steward of the business. I want to glorify God through my actions, and I fail at that every single week. I come short of those objectives because I'm a human. I'm broken like everybody else. This team is the same way, but we care about you. And I want to get better every single day, and I hope that this video, if nothing else, it just kind of gives you a little nudge, gives you a little bump and says, you know what? You're probably going through some stuff, and it's probably pretty hard right now. There's a lot of you that are watching this that, maybe you're in a lot of turmoil. I'm in turmoil too. I feel a lot of pain right now, and this last couple of years has been really hard. But I care about you. I know you can make it. I know we can do it. Here's my encouragement to you. Pray. If you say out of your mouth you trust God with your life, your business, your work, your family, make sure your actions align with it. That's the thing, man. We can't be saying, God, I trust you with this thing, and then out of the corner of our mouth have actions that are hypocritical. There's no reason to fear. Even if he brings something to failure, man, there's a door that's there. There's a reason for it. I hope it was helpful, guys. Let me know in the comments if there's something I can talk about. You want me to dive deeper into one of them? I'm happy to. I appreciate you more than you know.